What's up, guys? We're back here at the GSL Code S. It's actually a very good series with Stats and Forte back there.
Yeah, I
really enjoyed that.
It was a pretty close one, and I think that Stats has to look at this and say, I need to get out in first place, because I think Forte will be the guy in the decider match at the end, probably.
I think so.
So, like the way that we saw that, Forte could have won Game 3. Could have done it.
By the way, GSL versus the world.
There is just so much StarCraft, and I am so happy that I'll be casting all of it. Well,
and in
not
2018, exactly. GSL versus the universe.
That is, well, GSL versus the world is actually quite accurate, but it's kind of like calling the American League champions the world champions of a sport. You know, that would be the GSL versus universe. It's like, no, there's probably aliens out there that are pretty good. I mean, innovation, right? Like
well, SOS is already our alien that's pretty good,
right,
but
there you go.
Innovation is our supercomputer that's really good. And then ByuN is our anime character that's really good. And then we've got everybody sorted out. So here's a tournament schedule for that. And here's some more information about the players. I believe voting is still up.
Yes,
it's still up, right?
Yeah,
okay.
It's still up for a few more days. In fact, I think like 4 or 5 more days. So definitely, guys, get in there. Do not waste time and vote for who you want to see. Your vote really does matter and count. We're not gerrymandering whatsoever as far as these votes go. You can vote for the Korean player and for the world player.
That's right. So get out there, and that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
really excited about that. We haven't had anything like this in Korea since like
it's been a long time. We did have
2011.
Yeah, that one tournament. I forget what we called it. We didn't call it GSL vs. World, but
what was that? What the hell was that tournament called?
I can't remember. I
had 7 years of casting,
it was
a
good time. We actually did well, too. I coached the foreign team.
Yeah, I know. Well, I solo cast by myself. I remember it all quite well, Artosis.
It's pretty fun.
So, we've got Losira, who I think is the true underdog of this group. I think Forte is a little bit overshadowed by the other 2 top players, ByuN and Stats. But I think Losira is going to have... I think he's somebody that everybody loves, and he's a household name in StarCraft 2, but I don't believe he's in the same condition. And that's because he's so handsome and articulate and good on camera that we had to nerf him.
Yeah, we had to make
sure
not
as good of a player as ByuN.
Yeah, we don't want someone like him getting a lot of interviews. But no, he is quite a strong player, and in fact, he and ByuN played recently in that Ballistics Cup. And ByuN did 3-1 him, but Losira played well. You know, he was like getting up to high tech quite a bit and having a few good engagements here and there. One really notable thing is that Losira like scouts for proxies so hard that I don't want to see ByuN proxy against Losira, to be honest. I think that is a mistake, because this guy will find your proxy immediately. Like, he sends his overlords and scout patterns and stuff that are looking for it right off the bat.
Of course, we're still wondering, you know, is ByuN going to... Every once in a while, ByuN just has these games where it has so little to do with builds and so much more to do with just his control.
Yeah.
I think every week on Reddit, there's some clip that somebody uploads that's just ByuN with Reapers doing something insane where it's... You look at that and you go, okay, I guess you can do that.
He has a lot of
we should actually start trying to figure out exactly what the movement pattern is that he does with Reapers. He's put enough content out there. We could probably figure this out. We could probably break this game if we just get enough of the ByuN Reaper movement patterns.
You are right.
Anyways, we're going to go into game number 1. Losira versus ByuN. It rhymes. Sometimes.
Whoa.
Yeah. In the upper left, in the blue, our Zerg player, he is...
Losira.
And in the bottom right, in the red, our Terran player, he is...
Team Expert, ByuN.
Here's a question for you, Tasteless,
yes.
before this game really gets going. Oh, is it going to be 3x Reaper?
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, silly me.
I knew that. I felt that in my bones, man, before this game even started.
Seriously. Okay, so here's the question for you. Red versus blue. This is what StarCraft Esports is. And a lot of stages and lighting and stuff backs this up.
Yeah.
I've definitely.
That was also that Halo skit or whatever they used to do, right? Red vs. Blue.
I heard there was something like that.
Yeah,
I don't
it was
really
pretty
know.
cute. Very, very, very old, but.
But yeah, it just in general, the red versus blue, and like I understand like a lot of stages, and there's just like a lot of things backing it up and trying to make it this fluent thing where it's very easy at a glance if you realize that this is.
I think that's the same in like League of Legends and everything else now. I think
it generally
red
is.
and blue is actually just taken over. It makes sense.
And the thing is, I watch esports so much, and people have told me this before, but I never actually think of it or really truly realize it when I'm looking at the stage. I guess I just know what the players look like and stuff. But
yeah.
Anyways, do you think that this is important / needed? There's a lot of other colors that are really cool, like. You can play as pink in StarCraft. Like, do we really need
black versus yellow or something like that?
Sure, yeah. There's like so many beautiful colors within the game, but we only see red versus blue in esports.
I see what you're saying, but I think for people that are not super familiar and don't watch all the time, I think having red and blue it's so easy to distinguish. Those are really opposite colors of each other. I'm okay with it. I mean, you could have like I don't know, purple versus green or whatever, but I think just for the sake of people being kind of just used to what they. I mean, you got to realize that for some of our viewers and for you and me, we've seen so many games that we could cast it in any color. We could actually have blue versus blue if we wanted.
You could gouge my eyes out, and I'll cast this game.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm okay with the red versus blue. I don't know. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I know sports is still figuring its way out in a lot of ways, but I think in that one regard they've kind of done it. Now we're going into this game with ByuN doing what ByuN is most well known for, and I'm not going to lie, as good as of a player. Oh, well, hold on.
Shocking, grenaded himself.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, I actually got the Reaper confused with the Link for a second and thought it got out, but no, he lost one Reaper. Now this is kind of the signature ByuN TVZ style of play.
He did lose a Reaper, though, which is not very signature ByuN. Definitely a bit of a mistake there.
Even losing just one takes so much of the wind out of the sails that it's problematic, actually. ByuN might not be able to do as much damage. But we'll see. We have to wait for the nades to land and see where the Lings and Reapers fall.
Very many Speedlings out right now. So, if he can surround these Reapers, that's going to be fantastic. But it's ByuN, so even if you surround him, probably he'll somehow utilize grenades to get out of there and kill all your Lings.
Well, that's what was so crazy about it is initially, in like the StarCraft school of thought, we actually assumed that Reapers were sort of hard countered by Speedlings because the Reaper is such a brittle unit. If it's surrounded by a unit that does high amounts of damage like a Ling, it'll be taken out. But the way he uses the physics of the grenades is so insane.
Yeah.
That ByuN is doing things that we didn't realize the game was capable of producing.
Which is a very cool thing because definitely he is the one that has kind of invented and shown us what Reapers have as a capability. Now, that third base losira was trying to take, a little bit of that is sneakiness, and a little bit of that is kind of becoming the current meta with the Laser and Scarlet both really liking that. A lot of Zergs following suit at this point. Oh, he's going to get one.
Actually, that was very nice splitting with those Lings.
Yeah.
Isolating one of those Reapers. The problem is that it's really, the Terran is the one that has the most control in this situation. And when you have this many Reapers, there's so many more opportunities. See,
God,
if you get these premium nade hits, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's just a huge
amount
of damage.
What about Queens, you say? No, that's fine too.
And Reapers heal pretty quick. Oh my God. Trying still to get these, but the grenade hits are just madness.
Yeah.
Look at that damage.
Look at this. Ah! And they heal.
They heal.
They heal.
It's ridiculous.
That's the name of my new horror movie I'm making. It's called They Heal.
They Heal.
ByuN with Reapers. Because the nades are truly absurd, and so is the speed and the fact that they can jump, but then they also heal Artosis.
Yeah,
Let's just...
They heal by themselves.
Look at that. Look at their healing right now.
They heal like mutas do. It's just like in 2 seconds they're back up.
Oh
my God.
Look at this. Okay, now...
You know how many nerds right now are sitting there with sweaty palms trying to get this clip up on Reddit?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my
you know how many sweaty Zerg players are knocking Mountain Dew into their keyboards right now just watching this in rage?
Oh, man.
They're typing up angry balance posts right now with chock full of spelling errors and logical fallacies.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. This has been just brutal. You can see losira. His head cocked to the side kind of. He's like, oh, my God. He's had so many Lings. But that micro from ByuN. No one else can do it like this. It's crazy.
When ByuN uses his Reapers, it's like watching those guys in Russia and Ukraine that do parkour really well.
Oh my god!
You know,
the ones that climb buildings and stuff.
Those videos that occasionally turn up on my Facebook feed, which makes me really realize I've never fully used the full potential of my body ever, and never will.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. Now, with this many Reapers that have done this much damage, you know, it's one thing to kill a lot of Lings and kill Queens, but to actually get the hatchery is mission accomplished.
Yeah. The amount that he has killed off at this point, there are more SCVs than there are drones. Now we have medevacs out here. Like, this can't really get worse for losira. I think he might just do something like a Ling all-in at this point.
He might tech to GG and go to game 2. We're going to see what exactly he's got in store for us.
Yeah, this is, look at this, with the medevacs, they heal even quicker. And you can pick them up if they get stuck, but you can also jump up cliffs so they get stuck too, right?
Look at that. Look at how
crazy.
Sometimes I wonder if it's intentional, but I feel like he actually manages to grenade some of his own injured Reapers to the back of the group. And get the full health ones in the front.
Oh, he has a Liberator too, by the way. Bounces the Queen into the Liberator hit.
Wow,
okay.
GG.
Okay, that's cool. Jeez, ByuN is good. Defending world champion.
I'm trying to figure out what that was like. Like, what exactly was it? I feel like if we go 10 years in the future when we have robots that can kill people, and we set that up against a tortoise.
Okay, this is what... Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. How about this metaphor, right?
Yeah.
So, watching that game of ByuN versus losira and how he outplayed him, that would be like watching a Harlem Globetrotter with all the basketball tricks against losira in basketball.
Yeah, that's a
it's
better
like,
metaphor.
It's just like, oh my god, everything went wrong. But the sad thing is that losira is one of the best players in the world, and he just got manhandled.
All right, we're gonna get ByuN a new nickname here. The Grim Reaper.
The Grim Reaper.
Yeah,
that's cute.
It's a fitting nickname. We're gonna go to Proxima Station. Honestly, I think he's just gonna do a Reaper build again. I don't see why you don't do that. It's a fun way to win.
Well,
it's a sad way to lose. Let's see what happens. Game number 2, losira versus ByuN.
You can fly, you can tell them that you tried, but there ain't no going back. They'll never catch me.
In the bottom left, in the blue, he is
losira.
That sucks, losing a game like that.
no, it's brutal.
It's so frustrating. In the upper right, in the red, he is
Team expert, ByuN.
You know, one of the things about the Reaper is that, excuse me, when the Reaper first came out, very, very, very early on in StarCraft 2, it was a very powerful unit. And they had to basically nerf it back.
Like a billion% more broken than it is now, and it didn't have grenades.
And then as time passed, you know, it was a unit that basically wasn't used, right? So Blizzard threw patches and trying to balance the game out. And, you know, obviously Blizzard wants all the units to be used, right?
Yeah.
They want each unit. Oh, we love you too. Thank you so much. Seeing each, so they try to get the Reaper reintroduced. Let's give it some more assets and see if it can come back out and be used. But it does seem like at the point right now is that suddenly the Reaper has actually a lot it can do. They kept giving it a little bit more, and one day ByuN burst through the gates.
Yeah.
And now we have this playstyle that is totally terrifying. And by the way, he really is the only person that does it this well.
Oh, it's certainly. Even when we saw Gumio do it recently, right? And he just kind of failed. All the Reapers got
Maru
surrounded
as
and
well.
died. Yeah, that's true.
Watching Maru do it,
Maru didn't quite do it.
You don't normally have one player, and he's the only player that can do that with that race.
Yeah.
That's normally not a thing. Normally you have, about a dozen guys that are all kind of close, maybe 3 that really get it, and they have different approaches to it. But ByuN is the only person. Like, he could basically patent this, and it would be law.
It is still his thing. Like, people have gotten very good with Reapers, but ByuN is a completely different level, to the point where he's doing it on Proxima. And Proxima, you only have one entrance for Reapers. It's very straightforward. So, like, things like Spines do a lot better against it, right? So
yeah, presumably this would be an undesirable build on a map like this, just based on the architecture of it.
Yeah.
We'll see.
If there was going to be a map where you weren't going to do it, it would probably be this one. But ByuN is just deciding that he can do this all the time. Which is kind of funny because in the Ballistics Cup that he just played losira and 3-1'd him, he did not actually use 3X Reaper during that. So it's not like ByuN is a one-trick pony either.
Well, it also seems to be a build that's actually quite good in a live match because it forces your other opponent to multitask so much. And of course, you know when it's starting, you're like, oh god, here we go.
So of course these spine hits, if they do go off, notice how he's like coming in. The spine is like getting ready to shoot him.
Yeah, like
and then it just barely doesn't. Yeah, the spine turns its little giraffe head over and he's looking for him. It's like a worm that can only smell. Well, I guess worms don't have eyes, so that makes sense in a lot of ways. But
okay, well, the thing is, the spine's getting pretty low here, and that also might end up milking off the energy from the queen.
Well, he's just teching up from here. He's already adding his add-ons. He's just not making as many at this point. And I think that losira has realized this. You know, he does have overlords. So he's like, oh, is that all you're making? Okay, I can hold this. Ooh. Jeez. Have a grenade.
It's kind of crazy what he can do. Well, I guess you can kind of dive in there like this, right? I mean, these queens are, of course, using all of their energy on transfusion. They're not macroing the same way. Every time I cast ByuN or watch ByuN like from my house in a game do this Reaper style, I learned something.
Yeah.
Did you know that they heal on their own? Did you know about that?
What?
Yeah.
Terran units? You're supposed to get a medevac for that.
No, the Reaper just heals by itself.
That's crazy. Who thought of that?
They really just need to have the Reaper so it can heal other units like Marines.
Oh my god, he bounced that queen out and almost killed it.
No, he's actually going to get this one, though. Look at this.
Jeez. Oh, jeez.
I cannot believe how good he is at this.
Yeah, his Reapers are crazy.
And you know what's funny is I don't feel that people... I don't think it's fair for people to immediately jump on this and say it's imbalanced because he's the only person who seems to be able to do it.
Yeah. Well,
if we saw every TVZ look like this, we'd say, okay, maybe we got a little bit of a problem here. Mm-hmm. But the fact that he does this so perfectly is amazing. And he's also not... He's not continuing to bank up Reapers here. This is a small number of Reapers that are just at the perimeter of the base.
Yeah. It's quite a thing to watch. I like that we have things like this as well. And
unreal.
Finally does get that one that has been transfused and everything. But, okay, so looking at this...
5 minutes later, it ends.
He did some great stuff here with the Reapers, and it's super impressive. But Lucira's sitting here with 3 bases, way more workers at the moment than ByuN. And he's going to be able to get into the macro game that he wants, right? Like, he's going to be able to make whatever units he likes, whether that's going to be the kind of roach tech that we see out of him quite often or what. So, yeah, the Reapers were strong and good, but definitely losira in, like, infinity better spot than he was in Game 1 where he just died to this.
Well, Game 1, it was starting to snowball pretty heavily. I think the big question is, did losira get to where he needed to be in spite of all this pressure here from the Reapers? Because we had a shot of it a minute ago, but Terran actually has a lot of Marines.
Yes.
A lot of Marines.
Quite a few.
And in this current meta, you can combo the Marines with the Reapers. It didn't seem like it was something that was doable from before.
Look at this. He just got every creep tumor.
Physics God.
Physics God.
Physics God over
Isn't
here.
that just regular God?
Isn't that just Newton tasteless?
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Oh, man.
Artosis.
Certainly.
I gotta say, man, I think the follow-up might actually break him. We didn't normally see Reapers and Marines combo together with medevacs, but it's actually completely and totally doable. Look at this.
That is a lot. Oh my god. These Lings actually don't have speed yet. Okay, now speed just finished,
but
I think
it's
he
too
lost
late.
a lot. Oh
Look,
boy.
He just controls perfectly. Okay, that's going to be GG.
I thought he'd get into that macro game he wanted, but...
Good God. ByuN, okay.
That was a mangling. ByuN threw losira into a wood chipper that game.
Oh, yeah. He went straight up cargo on him. That was a very impressive showing. I will say that is a huge morale blow, by the way, to losira.
Yeah, that's not how... The series he just played, again, a couple days ago against ByuN, he was, like, getting into Ultra Tech. You know, you, like, have actually a bunch of Hydras or something. They were much closer, much better games. Here tonight, ByuN pulled out all the dirty tricks and just killed him.
You ever see that movie Ninja Scroll? Where he's headbutting that guy and he keeps headbutting him?
Oh, my God.
That's what that game was. That's what that whole series was.
Gross. Gross.
All right, guys, we're going to go to a short break, but we got a great match coming up next. It's going to be Stats versus ByuN to find out who advances in today's group, Group D, in the GSL Kodak.